Good, good. Brilliant. Lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for coming along. Is it Wednesday? Wednesday. You kind of lose track after a while, don't you? It is Wednesday because I did my Joe Wicks this morning, so I know it's Wednesday. Right. It's all about the mind today. It's all about calming the mind. And I was inspired by my yoga teacher. I did a class with her a week or so ago, and she read a lovely poem by a poet I've never heard of before called Steve Taylor. And it really struck a chord, and I'm sure it will with many of you as well. The title is You Don't Have to Think. You don't have to think. Wouldn't that be lovely? But I really want you to have that in your mind. That's your mantra for the next hour. You don't have to think. You don't have to think about anything. Just chill out. So I'll read you the poem when we're lying down. So we'll start in a comfortable position down on our backs today. I suggest you keep your feet on the floor and the knees bent. So you might have your feet wider apart and your inner knees knocking together. You might bring your handy cushion or blanket just underneath the back of your head to just bring your neck in line with the rest of your spine. So that's particularly if you've got a very kind of rounded upper back or the back of your head is quite flat. I just like to have my head propped up a little bit, and we do our usual kind of wiggling and jiggling, drawing the shoulder blades down away from the ears. It's landing the hands in a comfy position. They might want to rest on the belly or down alongside you. Just settling the body into a comfortable position. I'm going to come up to seated just so I can keep an eye if anyone does join us a little bit later. So just maybe close your eyes but open your ears. And I'll read you the poem. It's a short poem that really inspired the practice today. And I'm sure there'll be a line or two that will resonate with many of you as it did with me. So the poem is called You Don't Have to Think. You don't have to think. You don't need to anticipate before you act and provide a running commentary while you're acting, and then replay your actions afterwards at the same time as watching and criticising the actions of others. You don't have to argue with yourself about events that dissolved away decades ago, or resurrect ancient humiliations that can still inflame you with hurt and hatred. You don't have to weave imaginary worlds where you can satisfy your secret desires. You don't have to watch helplessly from the side while your mind whirls away, creating unnecessary discord and wasting precious energy. You don't have to think except when thought is necessary, when you need to bring your conscious mind to bear, to deliberate, analyse or organise, or to let your imagination drift, allowing ideas and insights to emerge from the undercurrents of your consciousness. Thought should be a tool we can pick up when needed, then lay down again, leaving us undisturbed. Otherwise, there's no need for thought to disturb the natural stillness of your mind, to dilute the purity of experience, to distort reality through interpretation, to confuse the present with the past, and interfere with the impulses that gently flow from the silent part of you, and which knows better than you think you do. So if you've just joined us, we're just starting lying down. It's all about quietening the mind today. And wouldn't it be lovely to have the idea that we can just kind of pick up and lay down that thinking conscious mind as and when we need it. But yoga can give us a tool to help us at least quieten momentarily the busyness of that monkey mind which jumps from thought to thought, idea to idea, worry to worry, list to list. And that wonderful tool is the tool of our breath. And throughout our yoga practice, marrying that natural rhythm of our breath with gentle movement. So really working with our breath today. So let's see if we can just take a moment to tune into the rhythm of your breath, beginning to just quieten down any busyness that might be bothering your mind today, whatever you're bringing to the mat with you. Worries, concerns, thoughts about the week you've had. And similarly, any worries, anxieties, concerns about the days, the weeks, the months to come. All perfectly normal during these strange times we're living in. But let's see if we can allow this next hour to be a little bit of gentle respite from that. So drawing the attention inward. Noticing this morning where you can feel your breath in your body, where you have the easiest access to your breath, be that feeling in the belly, the chest, in the throat, or in the nose. And just begin to focus on that movement of your breath in and out of that area. Some of you might even feel that your whole body is breathing. Allow your breath just to breathe itself without any unnecessary interference from you. And with each breath, just feel the mind beginning to calm and quieten and the body relax, ready for your practice, ready for this hour that's yours and yours alone. Calm as you inhale and ease as you exhale. Calm inflow and an easeful exhale. So let's just take a couple more rounds of breath, perhaps using those words, breathing in that sense of calm and breathing out with ease, easing the body and the mind into our practice this morning. Breathing in that lovely sense of calm and easing the body towards an hour of gentle breath-led movement. So we'll continue to really work with the breath. If you want to come back to those words to give the mind something to focus on other than whatever else might be occupying you, then by all means do that. Calm as you inhale and ease as you exhale. Let's keep the legs exactly as they are, with the knees pointed up towards the ceiling or knocked in to support one another as you bring the hands down alongside you, just gently laying the palms down towards the floor. Allow the shoulders and the face to soften. Just starting with the right arm. Let's take a nice slow deep inhale and just spring the arm up so the fingers point up towards the ceiling. And then as you're ready to exhale, just allow the arm to come all the way back behind you. It's finding the carpet or the floor just above the top of your head. When you're ready to inhale, we come back the way we came. So we bring the arm all the way up, fingertips point to the ceiling. And then exhale, bringing the palm down to the floor. So it's a 4-part breath. Other side, inhaling, left arm just rises up. Keep the wrist nice and soft, fingers soft. And exhale, just noticing how that shoulder feels as you bring the arm all the way back down behind you. Inhaling, fingertips point skywards. Back of the shoulder stays resting on the floor. Exhale, palms down. Lovely. Right side, so alternating sides. Inhaling all the way up, up, up. If you need to take your arm out in a kind of V shape rather than upper arm alongside the ear, feel free to adapt. Inhaling up, staying with the breath. Add on in a moment. Exhaling down. Last time with the left arm, following this pattern. Inhaling all the way up. So feel that nice rotation going on in the shoulder as you bring the arm all the way back behind you. Always bring it out shoulder height if that's more comfortable. Inhaling up and exhaling. So we'll end with both hands down alongside you. Let's bring a little bit of movement into the neck now. So right arm lifts up as you inhale And as you exhale and bring the arm back behind you, just roll the head to the left, chin to left shoulder. Just pause there, feeling a little stretch in the neck. And then inhaling head to center as the arm lifts. And exhaling, bringing the hand down, other side. So left arm lifts. Inhale. And as you exhale, just turn the head to the right, chin to shoulder. As you reach the arm back, so getting a gentle neck stretch. All the way up, so the head comes to center as you sweep the arm up. And bringing the hand down. Let's just do one more each side. So a little neck roll, rolling the chin to the opposite shoulder. So you're turning the head away from the arm that's moving. As you inhale and bring the arm up, so the gaze comes back to center. I'm doing my last one on my left arm. If you're moving faster or slower, if you want to do an extra one or two, feel free. Inhaling, left arm lifts, head to center. Exhaling all the way back down. Just pause. And there's a very simple sequencing today. Just again, that rhythmical moving with the breath. Both arms lifting now. So as you inhale, reach both arms up, up, up. And as you exhale, let's bring both arms all the way back behind you for a gentle stretch, finding the floor just behind you. Just make sure you've not arched your back away from the floor. So a little connection of navel to spine and a softening through the front of the rib cage there. Lovely. I'm going to cactus the arms now. So we'll slide the elbows down. So the elbows are roughly level with the shoulders. And we've hinged at the elbow. So you almost look like the tines of a fork. Back of the hands are on the floor, fingertips pointing just up and behind your head. Some of you, the back of the hands might not touch the floor completely. That's absolutely fine, but try and keep the back of the hands in line with the wrist. We're just going to hinge at the elbows and bring your palms down towards the floor. I call this my scarecrow arms. So the fingertips are now pointing down towards your feet. Again, the palms might not reach the floor. Inhaling, we bring the back of the hands to the floor, fingertips point just back beyond the top of your head in that little cactus. And then exhale, scarecrowing the arms, we're bringing the palms down, so we're getting that rotation through the shoulder. A couple more times, so inhale, feel the heart open as you point the fingertips just up above your head and then come all the way back down, palms toward the floor. My palms don't quite get there, but I've got enough rotation in the shoulders. Lovely. Let's do one more, ending in that cactus. And just feel a nice opening across the chest there. And then bringing the feet hip width apart. We'll draw the knees in towards the chest and bring one hand onto each knee. So settle the hips. I always need to kind of scoop my hips there a little bit so I feel nice and comfortable. Lovely. So holding on to the knees. You might want to start a little circle. So let's take the knees round gently in one direction, just easing out the tension in the lower back and the tops of the buttocks. Let's take them round the opposite way. Just a little bit of movement before we stretch out these legs. And then both hands come to the right knee, so you can bring the left foot down to the floor. You can hold behind your knee or on top of your knee, whatever feels comfortable. Soften the shoulders, relax the face, and bring a bit of movement into that right foot and ankle joint. So you might want to circle and point and flex a few times, just kind of going with whatever that foot seems to need this morning, opening up through the joints. Toes might be spreading a little bit. Lovely. If you're circling, make sure you go around both ways. And then we'll bring the hands just around the back of the thigh, so not around the kind of sinuous part of the knee, but kind of the meaty part of your thigh there. Lovely. Let that foot relax. And then slowly let's extend that right leg up towards the ceiling with a gentle flex in the foot, heel pushing away from you. Make sure you've not lifted the back of the hip off the floor there. Let's take an inhale as you push the heel up. And as you exhale, bend the knee and let the heel drop down towards your bottom. So twice more. Inhale, taking that leg up, up, up. So the knee might be soft. Toes pull towards the face. And exhale again, working with the breath, bending the knee. Last time, all the way up, pausing at the top this time. And so you might have the hands quite low down towards your bottom, so your shoulders can relax if the hamstrings are tight. If you want a little bit more, slide the hands up above the knee joint, not the knee joint itself, and lift your nose towards your knee. We'll keep the other knee bent and the foot on the floor this morning. Lovely. A little bit more lift. Then as you lower the head, lower the shoulders, we'll bring that right knee into the chest. And then bring the foot to the floor and then do that on the left leg. So giving that left knee a little squeeze. If you suffer with knee pain, it's sometimes more comfortable to hold underneath the knee rather than on top of the knee. It doesn't compress the joint. Add a little bit of movement to the foot there. So you might be circling or pointing and flexing, or a little bit of creative flow with your foot. Just let the joint open. Ooh, really important, especially as it gets a bit cold and damp. And then we'll let that foot relax as you change the clasp. So we'll hold on around the back of the left thigh, holding around the meaty part of the back of the leg. Slowly, slowly extend that leg up towards the ceiling, knowing that this side might feel a little different to the other. Flex foot at the top. Lovely. Toes pull towards the face. Take an inhale. Exhale as you rebend the knee. Heel drops to bottom. Twice more. So as you push the heel up towards the ceiling, make sure you're not lifting the back of that left hip off the floor. Let the back of the pelvis be really heavy. Let's take the left leg up and hold now. So the knee might be bent, the hands might be low. Flexing the foot, you might begin to slide the hands up the leg, so calf or shin, lifting head and shoulders, elbows tucked in towards the knee, other foot on the floor for a little bit of support in the back this morning. Lovely, and then we'll slide our way back down, lowering head, lowering shoulders, left knee to chest, and then right knee coming into chest. So knees hugged in. We're going to bring the arms back into that little cactus position. So as you bring your arms out, if that's really uncomfortable to have them in that hinged position, just have the arms out level with your shoulders. But as you bring the arms away from your knees, just make sure your knees haven't dropped away from your chest and your back is arched. So scoop the knees in towards your chest, take an inhale. Exhale, drop the knees over to the right, coming into a little twist. Lovely. So adjust the position of your feet, your knees, find that comfortable position for your twist. And then we'll hinge at that right elbow. Bring the right fingertips down to the top of your left knee or thigh if you can reach them. And turn your gaze to the left, just as we did at the beginning. So that right hand gently bringing the knees closer toward the floor without forcing. Getting a little bit of rotation through the neck by rolling the chin down towards opposite shoulder. Lovely. And then letting go of the knees. So we'll come back to that little cactus position, head to center. Inhaling, knees come back in towards the chest. Exhaling, knees drop over to the left, chin rolls to the right. And we hinge at the left elbow. And just bring your fingertips to the top of your right knee or thigh. Gently, gently encouraging the knees a little further towards the floor. Now that left shoulder blade might pop up a little bit, so you can always straighten the arm out if it's uncomfortable in a cactus. But let's be easy on ourselves. Let's not put any pressure on ourselves to be having the shoulder blade glued to the floor. If it's popped up a little bit, just kind of go with that. Lovely. Coming back to that cactus. Inhale, bring the knees all the way back into center. One hand on each knee, cross the ankles, widen the knees, and just have a little circle there. We're going to come up and over to a seated position. So from that position with your knees wide and your ankles hooked, you can either just roll to one side or hold on behind your knees and whoop, roll your way up and come to a comfortable seated position. Again, you might want your little blocks underneath your bottom. We're going to have the right shin crossed in front of left shin. So you might have them crossed at the ankles, you might have your feet a little bit closer underneath your knees, wherever feels comfortable there. Lovely. And just take a moment to rest the hands on top of your knees or your thighs. Gently press down with your hands and lift up through your breastbone, softening your shoulders so you feel a nice length and buoyancy through the top half of your body there. Lovely. Fingertips finding the floor, palms turning up. Inhale as you reach the arms up, lengthen up through the waist, palms coming together. Exhaling, hands to heart, chin dropping down towards your chest without losing that length through the spine. Inhaling all the way up, you might look up towards your hands and exhaling, chin to chest as fingertips find the floor just alongside you. Once more, inhaling up, maybe lifting the chin as you sweep the arms up. And exhaling, hands to heart, chin to chest, a little bit of pressing between your palms there, waking up across the chest, all the way up last time. And chin coming to chest as you bring the fingertips down, down, down to the floor alongside you. Lovely. So lifting the chin, and we'll bring both hands over to your right knee. Both hands over to your right knee. If they don't get to your right knee, just rest them on your thigh there, that's fine, lovely. So just the left arm is going to move now. So imagine you're going to draw a big, beautiful rainbow. So sweeping the arm all the way up across the face, and then reaching back on the diagonal, opening through the shoulder, fingertips finding the floor just behind your left hip. And then back the way we came, all the way up. And then coming all the way back down to that right knee, adding the breath, inhaling, 4-part breath again. Exhaling, opening through the chest. You can start to maybe turn the gaze towards that back arm. Inhaling, coming all the way back up through center. Exhaling, bringing the hands together twice more. So if you want to look towards that top arm, moving, bringing that rotation to the neck. Feel free, if it's more comfortable, to keep the gaze just forwards. And again, find what works for you. Last one, so a lovely rotation in the shoulder, a little bit of twisting. Beautiful. Last time, big arc all the way up. And bringing both hands onto the knees. Lovely. Let's bring the hands down onto each knee or thigh. You might need to lift your knees a little bit. Bringing the body forward, the chest comes forwards as you inhale, little seated cat-cow, maybe chin lifts, take an inhale. Exhale, rock to the back of your pelvis, hugging onto your knees as you hollow out through the belly. Inhale, draw the head and the heart forwards, or squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale to round, lovely. So a little rocking forwards and back, forwards to the front of your sit bones. And exhaling to the back, lovely. Now find a balance point between those two extremes. So sitting right on top of your sitting bones. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, fingertips finding the floor in front of you. Maybe walk your hips back a little ways as you just take the arms forwards. Easing your way into a forward fold this morning. Try not to drop the chin down towards the chest. So think about the crown of the head pointing forwards, keeping a nice sense of integrity through your spine. Amelia's been on my mat. I managed to get something in my eye. You might be able to come down a little further, but again, try not to drop your chin down. Keep that length through the back of the body. So you might not be coming quite as low as you normally would. Lovely. Then we'll walk the hands back. We can get a little creative as you swing the legs out with flair and finesse. Recross them this time, left in front of right. Lovely. Fingertips finding the floor. Inhale, a bit more energy now. Reaching up nice and tall. Really press the palms together as you bring the chin down towards your chest. So waking up through the chest. Inhaling all the way back up. Exhaling. Big exhale, chin coming down to chest. Just once more. Inhaling all the way up. So really lift up through both sides of your waist equally there. Pressing the palms together, hands to heart, chin to chest. All the way up. Last time. Arrow those arms up. And exhaling, nice long neck as you bring the arms down. And this time both hands to left knee. So one side might feel a little bit different. Try and keep that weight even through your sit bones. As you circle the right arm now, reach it forwards in front of the face, little turn of the chest as you bring the hand all the way back down just behind right hip, and then all the way back up, reaching skywards and then coming across the body. Adding the breath, so that 4-part breath, inhaling. We start to lift and exhaling, complete the movement, maybe starting to turn the head. All the way up, coming back the way we came, not rushing with the breath. So we'll do that twice more and really challenge yourself to slow the breath down. It's not a race to finish. We're enjoying the journey between the postures, between the pauses. Just letting the breath set the pace. That's that internal barometer that we have. Last one, all the way up. And then all the way back. Last one. Beautiful. Hands just resting on that left knee before we separate the hands, bringing them onto the knees or the shins. Coming into that little seated cat-cow, a little playful rock forwards, right forwards on the sit bones as you inhale. And then you rock back as you exhale, chin to chest. I'm kind of pulling on my knees there, a bit of resistance to get a nice stretch between my shoulder blades. One more. Hot pulse forwards, maybe chin lifts. Exhale to round. Lovely. Find that point between those two extremes of forwards and backs. You're sitting right on top of your sitting bones. Reach the arms up. Try and keep that length now as you drift the fingertips to the floor in front of you. I like to walk my hips back a little way so I've got some space between my shin and my groin there. And again, we pad forwards. So I'm not coming and collapsing completely. The crown of the head, almost like I want to headbutt the wall in front of me. I know it's not the most peaceful description, but think about the crown of the head forwards, length through the back of the neck, remembering that the neck is part of our spine. Lovely. You might be able to come forwards a little bit more, but again, think about leading forwards with the crown of the head. Lovely. And then we'll walk all the way back. Now you can keep the hands in front of your shins and roll over your feet to come onto all fours, or find a more comfortable way to get there this morning. Hands under shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Shoulders feel tight. Feel free to take the hands a little bit wider apart. Lovely. So finding that nice tabletop. So the arms are straight but not locked. Again, crown of the head powering forwards, tailbone lengthening back. And as you begin to breathe in, drop the belly, allow the tailbone to lift. Maybe lift the chin a tad, but again, keeping the integrity through the back of the neck. And then exhale. Now we can drop the chin as you round up through the back with the breath. Inhale, heart pulls forwards. Try not to throw the head too far back. Get too excited. Exhale as you round up. Couple more with the breath. Beautiful. Lovely. Want to wake up through the front and the back of the body. Last one this morning. Inhale. Keep pressing into your hands so we're not collapsing in the shoulders there. Beautiful. Let's come back to that lovely neutral position. So crown of the head forwards, tailbone back, coming straight up into a downward dog this morning. If you prefer to stay on all fours, feel free. If you're with me, we'll tuck the toes. Inhale, just a little arch at the back. Head and heart lift. Exhale, hips come all the way up and back as you grow up tall into that downward dog. And instantly we continue to move with the breath. Pedal out through the feet, but let's synchronize that little pedaling action with the breath. So as you inhale, one knee bends, heel presses down towards the floor, then exhaling, we change sides. So it's a really mindful movement there. Sometimes we kind of just pedal out willy-nilly, but we're really moving with that synchronicity of breath there. Lovely. And then coming momentarily to stillness, as you inhale, let's lift up onto the balls of the feet. And as you exhale slowly with resistance, press the heels down and back, finding that length through the side of the body. Let's do that once more. So inhale, lift the heels up as high as you can. And as you exhale, think about someone drawing the hips up and back, elongating through the sides of the body. As you drop the heels down, check that your heels aren't rolling in or out. So you should be able to see your heels as you take a little peep back between your legs there. Lovely. Squeezing those inner arm bones in towards your ears. And then slowly and mindfully take a little walk forwards towards the top of your mat. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And then we'll meet in a forward fold this morning. So the knees might be generously bent, and you might, a little variation, want to interlace your hands behind your shins and draw the body in a little tighter. Anybody who doesn't want to be in a forward fold today, feel free to lift your head, your heart, and just bring your hands to rest above your knees. You've got that little clasp behind your shins. You might want to straighten the legs a little bit, drawing the body in a little tighter, only if that feels nice. Lovely. And then if you're in that bind with the hands interlaced behind the legs, let's soften the knees, release the arms. So the arms dangle in front. Keep the chin drawn into the chest as you roll your way up. Really slowly, take your time, keep the gaze low to avoid that head rush at the top. Beautiful. Let me adjust that so I can see you. I'll turn around to face you. So we're standing in our mountain, just making sure you can see me if you need to with your feet hip width apart. Let's bring the hands to the heart, soften the shoulders, and really think about lengthening up through the breastbone there. So I'll turn sideways on so you can just see what I'm going to do, and then I'll come back to face you. We're going to do a little kind of variation on our half sun salutes to begin with here. So we'll take the arms out nice and wide. It's like you're making a letter T shape. Beautiful. Spread the fingers And then bring the hands back to the heart with resistance. So really squeezing the hands together. Lovely. Drop the chin to the chest and just bring the hands on either side of the head so the palms just kind of skim your ears. And then we reach all the way up towards the ceiling. So arrow the arms up, grow really, really tall as you reach up high. And then bring the hands all the way back down to the heart. Lovely. Let's add the breath. Inhaling, arms come out nice and wide. Really energize through the hands there. Reach out nice and wide. Exhale, palms pressed together. A little bit of resistance. Chin to chest. Hands come all the way behind you, reaching up towards the ceiling. You might look up this time as you arrow those arms up. And exhaling, drawing the hands to the heart. Lovely. Once more, nice and wide. So reach out wide. Angel of the North. Exhale, pressing, pressing, pressing with resistance. Palms come together, chin to chest. Hands come all the way back. And then reaching skywards, growing really tall. And then hands coming all the way back down to the heart. Lovely. Let's take the arms out nice and wide. Soften the knees. Right arm comes all the way up and over. Left arm reaching down, so a little side stretch. You can reach the left arm in front of you if you want this morning, just a little variation. That top arm, that right arm sweeps in front of the face, bend the knees, and then stand up nice and tall, back into the Angel of the North. Lovely. Other side, so left arm tick-tocks over. You can reach down with the right arm or reach across the body, soften the knees, and then top arm bends, sweeps in front of the face, all the way back through center. It's like creative dance class today, isn't it? Inhale. Exhale, right arm up and over. Left arm can reach down or across. Bend the knee, sweep that top arm in front of the face. Inhale, reach the arms out nice and wide. Other side, exhale, so there's a little softness in the knees. Bend the elbow, sweep the arm in front of the face. Inhale, one more each way. So really get that lovely lateral stretch, body reaching over to the side without pitching forwards. And then we get a little stretch out through the upper back. Arms reach out nice and tall. Last time with that left arm tick-tocking up and over. Beautiful. We'll take the arms out nice and wide. Maybe lift the chin as you flip the palms up towards the ceiling. And think about the little fingers reaching skywards and the thumbs dropping back behind you. Little squeeze the bottom, lift of the chest. It's called a joyful warrior. Beautiful. And then we'll bring the hands to the heart. Lovely. So standing at the top of your mat, hands to heart, breastbone lifting to thumbs. Let's start adding on. Inhale, we'll arrow the arms up. And as you exhale, hands come all the way back behind you, interlacing the hands. Just rest your thumb just on your lower back or on your bottom there. Lift and open the chest, take an inhale. And as you exhale, soften the knees, take a forward fold. Hands stay where they are, just resting on your lower back or on your bottom. Beautiful. We'll release the hands, sweep the arms down, then forwards and up as you come into a chair pose, reaching the arms up. And then see if you can sink the hips back a little deeper. Keep the heart open. Press down through the feet. We'll rise all the way up to stand. Hands coming back to heart. Lovely. We're going to add the breath, adding on as we go. Inhale, arms lift, maybe heart lifts, chin lifts. Exhale, swim the hands behind, interlace them. Thumbs rest on your bottom or low back. Inhale, squeeze the elbows towards the wall behind you. And exhale, we'll take a forward fold. Hands stay where they are, resting on your bottom. Sweep the arms forwards. Inhale, lifting the chest into that little chair. Exhale, sink down, down, down a little deeper. Lovely. Rise to stand. Push the floor away. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to add on this next time. So arrow the arms up. Exhale, hands swim all the way back behind you. You can either just do exactly as we've done before, keep the thumbs resting on your low back, or this time extend the arms, knuckles pressing down towards the mat behind you as the heart lifts. Take an inhale. And as you exhale and forward fold, the arms might come up and over this time. Be mindful of shoulders if it's too much. Bring thumbs to rest on your lower back. Lovely. Let's release the arms, sweep them forwards, hips low, coming into that chair pose as you inhale. And as you exhale, sink down a little deeper, check the knees are facing forwards and parallel. Rise up, all the way up, pause at the top, fix the gaze forwards and lift up onto the balls of the feet. So a little balance there, making sure the ankles don't sway out to the side. And as you press the heels down with resistance, bringing the hands to the heart. Beautiful. So we're going to add on this next time, all the way up as you inhale, all the way back behind you as you exhale, interlacing the hands. Your choice where the thumbs are. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take that forward fold. Arms might come up or stay resting on the lower back. Lovely. And this time we'll release the hands to the low back, and then fingertips find the floor in front of you. Lifting up halfway, take an inhale. And as you exhale, plant the hands and step the right leg back, heel dropping in, toes face the long edge of your mat. Ready for a warrior two. So left hand to left knee, and take a nice inhale as you sweep that right arm all the way up, and exhaling into your warrior two. So we're coming into it really mindfully. Adjust the feet. We always need to do that when we get there. Maybe move that front foot to the middle of the mat. Beautiful. Now take an inhale, and as you exhale, now bring the left forearm to the thigh, and that top arm comes all the way up and over, coming into our lovely side angle. So reaching that top arm alongside the ear. Lovely. Look down and start to circle that right arm forwards and down, and then all the way back and up, moving into the shoulder. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, look down as you reach forwards and down. Lovely. One more. Inhale, big reach skywards, chest opens. And exhale, reach forwards and down. Lovely. So this time we'll reach up towards the ceiling. Pause there. Beautiful. And then as you inhale, come back into your warrior two. And as you exhale, reverse the arms. Left arm reaches all the way up and back. Lovely. Inhaling into your warrior. Exhaling, look down, tick-tock the hands down, and drop the back knee into our low lunge. Sweep the arms up. Inhale, crescent lunge. Heart opens. Exhale, lands the hands. Right hand stays where it is. Pick up the back knee if you wish, and take a twist towards the left. So left arm lifting, left hip drawing all the way back and down. Beautiful. Look down. We'll plant the hands. And as you inhale, let's step back into plank or all fours. Lovely. Pause. Press the hands down. Crown of the head powering forwards. Lower the knees. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, come all the way down onto the floor. Lovely. Let's flatten the feet. Take the hands wider if you need to. And as you inhale, come into a little baby cobra, pressing into the tops of the feet. And as you exhale, let's lower all the way down. Lovely. Hands alongside the shoulders, push up onto all fours as you inhale. And as you exhale, let's lift up into our downward facing dog. Exhaling. Lovely. Again, you might want that little syncopated pedal out through the feet, little shake of the head there. Beautiful. And then looking forwards towards the top of your mat as you inhale, take those little baby steps, feet towards hands. Exhale as you fold over the legs. Bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up as you inhale. Lovely. Exhaling. Let's sweep the hands all the way back behind you, straight down with the other leg. Draw the knuckles down, heart opens, inhale. Exhale as you take that forward fold, arms might lift or thumbs rest on your lower back. Lovely. Pause there, let the shoulders reach forwards. Beautiful. Bring the hands to the low back. And then fingertips finding the floor. Lift up halfway, so take the chest forwards, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, left leg stepping back this time, heel in, toes out. So you might need to just line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot, right hand to right knee. And as you inhale, sweep the left arm all the way forwards and up. And as you exhale, let's settle into that warrior. Now again, we need to kind of adjust the feet, powering out through the outside edge of both feet. Take your time. We've got time. Lovely. We'll take an inhale. Exhale into that lovely side angle. So if you want to rest your hand on your thigh this morning, rather than your elbow, feel free. We roll the chest skywards. Lovely. Gazing up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable. And then we take the gaze down as we reach that left arm forwards and down, slow circles, mindfully moving. Pick up the breath. Inhale as you reach skywards, maybe look up. Exhale, so we look down as you reach down. And then turn the chest, take the gaze up as you inhale. Lovely, once more. Really working with the breath this morning. Let's keep that arm all the way up towards the ceiling, looking up towards your thumb if you wish. And then coming into your warrior as you inhale, stay strong in the legs. And as you exhale, we swap the arms over, right arm arcing all the way up and back. Inhaling into our warrior. Exhaling, tip-top the hands down, a little pivot on that back foot so you can lower the back knee into our lunge. Arms lifting on your next inhale, pressing the floor away. Exhale as you land the hands, so left hand stays where it is this time. You can pick up the back knee if you wish, and we take a little twist to the right. So make sure that that right hip hasn't popped out to the side. Draw it back and in. Lovely. Look down, both hands planting either side of the foot. Let's slide back into plank as you inhale, or take a rest. Exhale, make your way down onto your belly so your knees might hit the floor first. Flatten the feet, widen the hands if you need to as you come up into that little baby cobra. And exhale to lower down. Beautiful. Press the floor away, come onto all fours as you inhale. We'll take the knees nice and wide, big toes touch. Exhale, sink all the way back into that lovely hare pose. So have a little wobble of the hips side to side, maybe walk the hands forwards. Or you can bend your elbows and rest your forehead on your hands there. Come back to that breath. Maybe come back to that little mantra. Breathing in that sense of calm. And breathing out that sense of ease. Lovely. So we can stay there just gently enjoying the breath, or coming up onto your right fingertips, feed your left arm underneath, coming into a little wide kneed thread needle. So we're peeping underneath that right armpit, trying to feel a bit of stretch between the shoulder blades, maybe into the inner thigh, and then slowly changing arms. So we come onto the left fingertips as you feed the right arm underneath. You might be doing the other arm, that's fine. Just make sure you've done them both. Lovely. And then reaching both arms in front of you, getting that nice stretch up through the waist. Before we bring ourselves back onto all fours, bringing your knees underneath your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. So we're going to come into a pigeon pose and then do some seated stretches from pigeon. So alternative, remember, if pigeon doesn't work for you with the back leg completely straight, remember that you can bend the knees and zigzag the legs and just take a little lean forward if that's more comfortable. Okay, so from all fours, let's tuck the toes and find that downward facing dog. I really apologise for itching my nose. Milu's been all over my mat. He's like cat hairs all over it. I forgot to clean my mat before I started. So from that downward dog, let's bring the weight into your left foot so you can take the right leg all the way up and back, bending the knee. Just let the heel drop down towards your bottom and take a little peep underneath your armpit there. Lovely. And then straighten the leg out behind you. Here we go. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring right knee to right elbow, shifting the weight forwards to plank. You can do this from fours. Inhale, come back to that three-legged dog, right leg all the way up and back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow comes across the body, warming up that hip, building up some strength. Leg comes back, inhale. Exhale, knee coming to chest. Beautiful. Last time, leg goes all the way up and back. And this time we'll bring that right knee just behind your right wrist or your right thumb, bringing that shin diagonally down on your mat and sliding that left leg back behind you. Remember, you can lean into your right bottom and bend that back knee. So as we find that position, you might want to pop a cushion or a block underneath your right buttock, just so you're not rolling onto your right side there. So take a little bit of time to find that position. Maybe take a peek back and check that that left leg is actually straight back behind you. So the heel is in line with your hip and not flared out to the side there. Lovely. So you might want to stay there, just on your fingertips, or you might want to drop down onto your forearms. You might want to take the elbows out nice and wide and make a little platform for your head. Wherever you are, let's close the eyes. Let's see if we can take 3 really deep and mindful breaths here. So breathing in that sense of calm. And pigeon is not a pose that's everyone's favourite. So as you breathe out that sense of ease, really see if you can let go of wherever you might be holding or gripping. Breathing in that sense of calm, easing your way into what is quite a tricky posture. Last one. Softening into that right hip, softening the face. Lovely. And then slowly, slowly, you change legs. I'm on the right side as you will come up onto our fingertips. We're just going to roll our weight onto that right buttock and extend that left leg out to the side, right heel in towards groin and left leg out on the diagonal. So you might want to have a little bit of adjustment. Again, you might want to pop a block underneath your bottom. Left hand onto left shin or thigh. Right arm reaching up as you inhale. We'll take a little side stretch as you exhale. Try and relax that right knee. Keep sitting down into that right sit bone. Lovely. Let's come all the way back up through center. Both arms lifting. Inhale. We're going to take a little twist to the right. So one hand in front, the other hand behind. It's not going to be a big move there. A little turn through the chest. Inhale, coming back through center. This time as you exhale, fingertips finding the floor in front of you, just as we did at the beginning. And as you walk the hands forwards, just find that little movement forward. So it's not going to be a deep forward bend, particularly if you keep both sitting bones anchoring down in towards the floor there. So really think about pressing down into both sit bones. Lovely. We'll walk the hands all the way back towards you, coming back into that little side stretch. So option to have the hand on the shin or the thigh, or use your first 2 fingers to hook your big toe. Right arm lifts, inhale. And if you are a little bit more bendy and flexible, you might bring your elbow to your inner knee, might even find the floor. I can't quite get there, to deepen that stretch. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly, we'll come all the way back up through center. Bring the right hand down alongside you as you bend that left knee. Got a little zigzag with the legs. And reach that left arm up and across on the diagonal. Option to stay there or lift the hips, gazing down towards that right hand as you reach the left arm across the body. A little squeeze the bottom, a little lift of the hips. And then slowly lower the hips. Sweep the hand in front of the face. Beautiful. We'll take that left leg once more out behind you. We're going to turn the body round. So we're back in that pigeon pose. If you just want to swap the legs over, feel free. We'll tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, push into your hands, and we'll come back into a downward facing dog. That's a tricky transition. So we'll all meet in that downward dog, having a little pedal out through the feet there. Now, if you want to do this next little 3-legged dog hip work from all 4s, feel free. If you're with me, this time it's the right foot that stays planted and we take the left leg all the way up and back. Lovely. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knee, drop the heel down towards your bottom. That little dog peeing on a lamppost. Turning, turning, turning. Lovely. And then extend that leg behind you. 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to left elbow as you shift the weight forwards. Lovely. 3-legged dog. Inhale, leg comes all the way up and back. Exhale, knee to right elbow, so it comes across the body. Once more, inhale. Knee coming to chest, so can you round the back as you hug that knee in. Last time to take the leg all the way back. And this time, knee comes down just behind left wrist or left thumb. Shin diagonally placed underneath you. Slide that right leg back again. Maybe take a little peek over that back shoulder. As you flatten the foot, just check that the leg is straight behind you. Remember, you can pop a cushion or a block underneath that left buttock to level things out, or you can deeply bend both knees. Lovely. So get yourself comfy. So you really want that front heel in a position where it's not digging into your groin or your hips. So a little bit of wiggling and jiggling there. And then come into whatever position feels comfortable. Might be on your forearms, you might rest your head on your hands, but just bear in mind that one side might not be quite as open as the other. So showing the hips a little bit of compassion and adapting one side or the other as you have to. And let's come back to those really deep, calm and easing breaths, 3 of them. And just letting go. Where can you ease into as you exhale? Where can you let go? Lovely. And then when you're ready, we'll just lift ourselves up onto your hands, lift the chest. So this time as you lean into that buttock, we've got the right leg extended and the left heel in towards your groin. So try and have the right knee and the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. So you might just want to slide your hips back so you're sitting right on top of your sit bones. You're not leaning forwards or pitching back. Lovely. Hand resting on your shin or your thigh. Left arm lifting this time as you inhale. We'll take that little gentle exploratory side bend. So sometimes I feel that that opposite knee wants to pop up. So I'm really working on relaxing that left knee as I take that little side stretch. Lovely. Let's come all the way back through center as you inhale. And exhale, we'll release. Ready for that little twist. So both arms lifting, inhale. We take that little twist to the left. So it's not a big move, but we're just kind of getting into the inner thigh a little bit before we come forwards into that forward fold. Reaching the arms up as you inhale. Here we go. So as you exhale, fingertips find the floor. And for some of us, that might be it. If you can, keeping the toes and the knee of that right foot directly up towards the ceiling, we take that little forward fold. So check that the toe hasn't begun to roll backwards. So I'm really having to work on this side. I'm not quite as flexible or open. So I'm really focusing on sinking the weight, particularly into that right sitting bone. And keeping the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Oh, those toes want to be very naughty today. Lovely. Let's walk our way back up. I hope I'm not the only one that feels that very differently on one side or the other. So remember, as we come back into that side stretch, you might have the hand, as it was before, on the shin or the thigh, or first 2 fingers hook the big toe. Inner elbow comes to inner knee as you sweep the arm up and over. So if you feel that your chest is pointing towards the floor rather than forwards towards me, then just lift the body up a little bit, or maybe even forget that top arm. We really want that sense of space through the chest and an openness through that top armpit. Beautiful. Let's come all the way back up, bringing the left hand down just alongside the hip, bending that right knee so the shin is behind you, little zigzag through the legs, and we reach the right arm up in the diagonal. Option to stay there or look down as you lift the hips. So you're looking towards that back hand. Or squeeze the bottom. Coming back the way we came. So lower the hips. Sweep the hand all the way in front of you. Bring the hands behind you. So with finesse and flair again, we can flick both legs out in front of you. Maybe just slide the flesh of your bottom out to either side. There might be a little bend in the knee. You might want to pop yourself up on a cushion. Try and feel nice and upright through the spine. As you reach the arms up, take a nice deep breath in and let that exhale carry you forwards and down into your forward fold. So landing the hands wherever is comfortable. We're not in any fight to wrap your hands around your feet. If they get there, that's fine, but just surrender into where the body wants to go today. And each day is a kind of different exploration of this, isn't it? Some days we feel quite open through the backs of the legs. And other days, depending on what we've been doing, the hamstrings might feel much, much tighter. So trying not to fidget, trying not to bounce. Let's let the body ease its way into that position. Lovely. And then slowly, 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 we'll rebuild the spine. We'll keep the legs up nice and long. If you need to shimmy forward so you've got some mat behind you, do a little bum walk until your heels are towards the top of your mat. Let's reach both arms out in front of you. Drop the chin to your chest. And as you roll your way back down, almost imagine that you're placing each vertebrae down one by one. Easing down, lovely, slowly with control. And when the head touches down, arms reach all the way back behind you. So we'll meet in a delicious full body stretch. Back of the hands on the floor, pointing the toes very gently. Lovely. And then scooping just the right knee in towards you, giving it a little squeeze. Left hand stays on that knee. Just let the right arm fall down by the side of the body, or just bring it up a little higher level with the shoulder. And we'll bring that right knee across the body, coming into a little twist, but we're just stretching out through the back of the hip as well after that little pigeon pose. Lovely. So I rolled onto the outside edge of that left foot, left leg. Beautiful. Come all the way back through center. Keep that left leg extended as you hold on around the back of the right leg as we come back into that hamstring stretch we did at the beginning. That's uncomfortable on the back. Rebend the left knee. Bring the foot to the floor just as we did at the beginning. Anchor down through that left heel. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, you might lift nose to knee and slide your hands a little higher up the leg, only if that feels good. Option to hover that left heel off the floor. Lovely. Let's lower the heel. Bring that right knee in towards your chest. And then extend both legs. Reach the arms back. Take a nice full body stretch. Balancing things out before we do the other side. And then we'll give that left knee a little hug, a little squeeze. Beautiful. Right hand stays on the knee. Left arm just drops alongside you, and we bring that knee across the body. You can turn to look over that left shoulder again. So I've kind of lifted my hip, lifted my buttock. I'm on the outside edge of that right foot. Shoulder blades lifted a little bit. So I'm getting a nice stretch out through the back of the hip as well as a little twist. Lovely. Let's roll onto our backs, bringing the knee with you. Holding on again around the meaty part of the middle of your thigh, avoiding the back of the knee as you take the leg up towards the ceiling and really press into that right heel. Toes stay pointed up towards the ceiling. You can always rebend the knee, put the foot to the floor. Lovely. You can stay there. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, slide the hands up the leg. Don't worry if you have to bend the knee a little bit, bringing your nose towards your knee. Make sure the elbows are flared out. Keep them tucked in and maybe lift that right heel off the floor. Beautiful. Lower the heel, lower the head, lower the shoulders, bringing that knee to your chest. And then slide that right heel in and bring both knees to your chest. Lovely. With one hand on each knee, you can have a little rock from side to side. You can have a little circle with the knees. Let's come doing whatever you need to do to release any tension that might be lingering around the body. If you want another twist, feel free, go ahead, or a little shoulder bridge. And then just bring your feet down to the floor, and either just take them nice and wide and your inner knees rest against each other, just as we did at the beginning, or come into that full body stretch. If you need to shoot off, thank you very much for coming along. Don't know where the hour's gone this morning. But if you have got just a couple of moments to seal the practice, just with a little bit of time for you, feel free to ease yourself into a nice comfortable position, popping a blanket on or a jumper on if you need to. Allow the body to settle. And this again is where we wish we didn't have to think, when the movement stops, so the mind takes over. And there's lovely lines from that poem. Wouldn't it be lovely if we could use our thoughts like a tool, picking them up when needed and then laying them down again, leaving us undisturbed. But let's see if we can let our breath and our yoga continue to do its magic. So once more, allowing your breath just to assume and fall back into its natural rhythm. Soften your forehead, your eyes, the muscles around your eyes, releasing your jaw. Imagine a soft, heavy velvet cloak just settling on your shoulders, drawing them away from your ears, lengthening the neck. Taking your awareness, your attention to your chest, softening that area around your heart. Just reminding yourself just to treat yourself in the coming day, weeks and months ahead. A bit of kindness and compassion. No judgments. Just being mindful of any harsh thoughts, inner critic, which seems quite close to the surface on occasion. So bringing a kind attention to your body. Allowing now your breath to breathe itself. Let's just let ourselves take a few breaths here. Maybe coming back to that mantra, breathing in that sense of calm. And breathing out, easing the body. Calm inflow. And an easy exhale. And when your attention wanders, as it invariably does, going back into our thoughts, planning, worries, regrets, gently coming back to your breath, coming back to that mantra, without any judgment, with kindness and compassion, breathing in that sense of calm. And an easy exhale. And when we begin to prepare to rejoin the rest of our day, the rest of our week, simply by deepening and lengthening the breath. Just reminding ourselves that we don't have to think except when thought is necessary. For the rest of the time, we can choose not to watch helplessly from the side while our mind whirls away. When we feel that that's happening, taking ourselves somewhere quiet and maybe just doing a couple of minutes of that mindful breath, breathing in that sense of calm and breathing out that sense of ease. So as you begin to gently bring some movement into your fingers, your toes, trying not to let the mind pull you ahead to the rest of your day, roll across the back of your head. And you might want to reach the arms back, lengthen the legs, coming into that delicious full body stretch, stretch, stretch. And then bringing the knees one at a time in towards the chest, feeling free to linger in stillness or just moving gently from side to side or a circle there. Lovely. And then just quietly, calmly, no sense of haste or speed, rolling to lie on one side. And then come and join me in a comfortable seated position. Just take a moment to find again that balance across your sit bones, that lovely sense of heaviness and feeling grounded and connected to the floor beneath you. What's that opposing energy of buoyancy and lightness just comes up through the front of the body, softening the shoulders, maybe a little smile on the face as you bring your hands to your heart. And thanking one another for our practice today. Namaste. Thank you. Happy Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know where the hour went today. There we go.